Hi Sarah, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, thanks for asking. So I just wanted to let you know that I will be recording this session today. Is that okay with you?
Of course.
So tell me about what brings you in today.
So I recently got into a really bad argument with my boyfriend about Christmas.
Okay.
To just elaborate on it a little bit, this is my first Christmas, and being Jewish, I've always celebrated Hanukkah, so like in my head, I've always had like this picture of like what Christmas would be.
Mm-hmm.
And my boyfriend's family always wears like matching shirts, and they do like funny Christmas photos. So I was trying to conform to their tradition and be like, oh, let's all get matching pajamas.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was talking to my boyfriend David about it, he told me, oh, my mom got us shirts, and he showed me everybody's shirt that the mom got, and everybody got a shirt except for me.
Okay.
So she got David, his sister's girlfriend, and the mom a shirt, and everybody but me. So I felt really left out.
Okay. So did anything happen after that whole incident? Was there...
After that incident, I kind of just like emotionally just shut down, and that's kind of how I deal with things.
Okay.
I got really quiet, and my boyfriend was asking me what's wrong, nothing, and underneath I was really torn up and upset, and kind of just like, screw it, like, go do your Christmas, then I won't be a part of it.
Okay. So, just to kind of recap what you said, this is your first Christmas, so you were really excited about kind of fitting in with his family and joining in their Christmas tradition of like wearing matching pajamas, and you had thought that they had gotten all shirts for everybody, and it turned out it was just for him, his sister, the sister's boyfriend, and the mother, and not you.
Yeah.
Okay, so then you kind of were just feeling a little like
left out,
and just kind of like, oh, well, like, you do your own thing, I'll do my own thing. Okay. Was there anything else that happened after kind of that whole experience?
So, the next morning, which was this morning, my boyfriend had to take me to work because my car is getting fixed.
Mm-hmm.
And right when we were getting off 95, about 5 minutes away from my practicum site, I made a comment like, I'm still pissed about last night.
Okay.
And it was probably like very passive aggressive, and he got really upset, and I ended up seeing like a side of him that I've never seen before. Like, he was like really upset with me.
Okay, so what were some of your thoughts about the situation? I know originally you said that you were feeling kind of excluded, you were feeling a little bit left out. Was there anything else that you were kind of thinking in those moments, whether it be...
I started to like just think the worst and think, okay, maybe we aren't supposed to be together.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe this is going to break us up. Maybe like doing the whole 2 holiday thing doesn't really work. You hear of all these like relationships failing due to like not marrying your own kind, I guess.
Okay.
Especially in the Jewish tradition, it's like very like pushed from your parents to marry within the religion.
Mm-hmm.
And growing up really religious, I always thought that I would be with somebody who was Jewish,
mm-hmm.
and ended up falling in love with somebody who's not Jewish. So I thought I was doing the right thing by trying to conform to their family traditions,
mm-hmm.
just because I know that I hold my family traditions strong, and I know that he does, so.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is just wanting to, some interpretations I'm hearing is just wanting to kind of join in on their family traditions, be a part of kind of what's going on, experiencing your first Christmas, wanting to like kind of make it special.
Yeah.
Because family traditions and values are important to you.
Yeah.
Okay. Were there any other interpretations you had?
I thought like maybe his mom doesn't like me.
Okay.
And maybe this was a way of her like letting David know, you
mm-hmm.
know, that I wasn't welcome.
Okay, so you thought that, just by her it was almost seemed a little intentional that she would not get you a shirt because for some reason, whatever it is, she doesn't like you, and this was her way of kind of displaying that.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's what I thought, yeah.
Okay. So what were some of the behaviors that you engaged in during this time? You know, what did you maybe say or didn't say? What did you do?
Well, in the beginning, I didn't say anything. Like I said, I shut down. I was really quiet. I kind of was just trying to process it myself and just think of what I could have done in the situation to not explode, like, because I didn't want to, I was so upset that I knew that if I wasn't quiet, that I would have just said something maybe out of anger or being upset, and I was trying to avoid that.
Okay.
But I ended up saying something passively aggressively in the morning.
Okay. So what I'm hearing is you, the night before the actual argument, you kind of just shut down, you just stayed quiet. It almost sounds like you were trying to gather your thoughts about it. And like, work out your feelings towards it. And then the next day, you decided to bring it up in the car, and it came out a little more like passive-aggressive than you maybe intended it to be.
Yeah.
Okay. So what did you want to get out of this situation? What would you say your desired outcome was?
My desired outcome was probably to be heard and just like my feelings validated that this is kind of really special to me too, this whole Christmas thing. I really love it. So like getting into like the Christmas spirit and all this is new for me and really exciting. And I feel that it was misinterpreted by the way that I acted.
So you just kind of wanted to really embrace that holiday spirit, really wanted to make it something special because it was special to you, and it, you know, it is your first Christmas, and I think it's your first Christmas as a couple as well.
Yeah.
So just trying to make it kind of like the way you said at the beginning, like this picture perfect, like Christmas and
like I said,
right.
like his family does the matching pajamas every year, so I just thought I was conforming to their tradition.
Yeah, definitely. So what were some of your expectations in regards to your desired outcome? Like,
that we would have gotten like the matching outfits that I probably like see in my head, like red, you know, matching pants and tops for everyone, and that there wouldn't have been that argument over the t-shirts.
Okay, and do you feel like that expectation was realistic?
No, it wasn't realistic, I guess, because we're dealing with so many people.
Okay.
But yeah, it wasn't, I guess it's really not realistic.
And do you feel like that expectation of just everybody matching and the same thing was within your control?
No.
Okay.
Unless I went out and bought everybody an outfit, but I financially can't do that.
Okay.
So
it sounds like in the moment maybe you weren't able to see the impact of your expectations and realize that like this isn't really within your control at this point in time. Like,
but then when the argument blew up, David told me that those were the shirts that were left over from last year.
Okay.
And he didn't tell me that the night before. So I felt like this could have all been avoided if he would have just told me that minute detail.
Okay.
And not say like, oh, these are the shirts that we're going to wear this year. He should have told me like, these are the shirts that arrived late in the mail. We couldn't wear them last year. They came in January last year. And I wasn't around then.
Okay, so then that would have made more sense to you.
That why there was no shirt for me.
Okay, so what would you say actually happened? What was the actual outcome from the conversation and the argument?
the outcome that happened was the outfits weren't resolved.
Okay.
But also, I saw a side of my boyfriend, like a very, just like a different side of him that he was very angry.
Okay. So, would you say that you got the outcome that you wanted?
No.
No. So, would you like to look at the situation together with me and review what happened and how it might have turned out differently?
Yes.
Okay. So, did your first kind of thought of his mom doesn't like me help or hurt your situation?
It hurt the situation because it got me all worked up.
Mm-hmm.
And him being so close with his mother, he probably felt torn between his girlfriend and his mom.
Okay.
I'm just realizing that now, looking at from that perception, that he probably felt torn between the both of us and trying to make both people happy, and yeah.
So it might have been a difficult situation for him to be in as well as you. So, by you feeling kind of left out for whatever reason, whether she likes you or doesn't like you, it also put him in a strange position as well.
Yeah.
What would be an alternative interpretation that might have helped you get what you wanted?
An alternative interpretation would have been just me accepting that those were the shirts that they were going to wear, and that maybe not to take this so seriously, and it's not going to be like every Christmas movie where they're matching. I don't know. Maybe my expectations are unrealistic.
Okay.
But yeah, I feel that if I would have just looked at the situation differently, it would have worked out better in my favor instead of having a huge argument.
Okay. So by you kind of just accepting that the situation is what it is, might have saved you from kind of feeling...
That's a better way of putting it.
Okay, so it might have kind of altered the internal emotions you were feeling, like, okay, these are what they have, and maybe I'll try and find something that matches, or maybe trying to just
wear something green or wear something red and not be so...
Okay, so in addition, how did your interpretation that I'm being left out or excluded help or hurt you in this situation?
It hurt me because it had me thinking throughout the night that just negative things about our relationship, or like maybe this isn't going to work. I just had a lot of self-doubt.
Okay.
Because I felt that I wasn't included, because that was before I knew that the t-shirts were left over from the previous year.
So it brought up a lot of self-doubt, a lot of relational doubt, if I'm not included in this, maybe what else will I not be included in later on? And
especially because we celebrate two different holidays.
Yeah, absolutely. So what might be an alternative interpretation that would have helped you get what you wanted in that situation?
Probably just take a step back and just enjoy the holiday for what it is. Just go and see what their Christmas is like. And then maybe next year I can have, I can set boundaries with my boyfriend where I want certain expectations. Maybe when we have kids or whatnot, to start new traditions. But maybe I could have just went in with an open mind and just saw what his Christmas was all about.
Okay. So maybe just taking a step back and just kind of enjoying the tradition, even if maybe you didn't have a shirt or matching pajamas with it. So how did your behavior of kind of being quiet and shutting down help or hurt that situation?
It helped the situation in that I didn't impulsively, angrily, come at him. Which is like a pattern of how I usually deal with my stress. But I've noticed that I have been shutting down more instead of aggressively, because I know that aggressively coming at somebody doesn't work.
Okay.
So I just do the complete opposite and just shut down, which is also not healthy.
Do you find that you're shutting down for like an extended period of time that might not be healthy, or are you just shutting down just to kind of gather your thoughts so that you can
I think
kind of
it was just to gather my thoughts and figure out the way that I wanted to word it, because when you're talking about pajamas, it sounds ridiculous.
Absolutely.
But when it comes to family and, traditions and stuff like that, it's a beyond pajamas.
Yeah, well, it sounds like family and traditions and being a cohesive, kind of inclusive unit during the holidays is really important for you.
Yes.
So would you say that bringing up the your feelings in the car the next day helped or hurt you?
It hurt the situation because I wasn't ready to talk about it yet.
Okay.
And I just felt that I wasn't going to see him for the rest of the day. And once he dropped me off from work, it came out, it was like word vomit before I could even, catch it. I knew that I was being quiet in the car, and he asked me what was wrong. And finally, when I, grew enough balls to answer him, I was like, I'm still pissed from last night.
Okay. So it ended up hurting you because you guys kind of ended up getting into this argument that maybe you weren't very prepared for, and you kind of weren't ready to go there in that moment. So what might have been an alternate behavior that would have helped you get what you wanted?
Well, we used to stick to this rule in our relationship that we never went to bed angry, and I feel like last night we did not abide by that, and I feel that following up with that rule in our relationship would have been way more beneficial for us, and I should have just addressed it last night, like, hey, I'm unhappy about the pajama situation. What can we do together to fix the issue, instead of just forget it, you do your own Christmas.
Okay, so maybe instead of just directly going to, we're not going to have Christmas together, to maybe trying to problem solve collaboratively and say, hey, right now, these are my feelings. So kind of getting that validation you were looking for in the beginning, and then saying, despite the fact that I feel this way, how can we work together to make me not feel excluded or left out?
Exactly.
So which of the behaviors that we've kind of talked about, or the thoughts that we've talked about, do you think that you would be most likely to implement?
I definitely think that the implementation of taking a step back and processing my feelings and really waiting till I'm personally ready to talk about my feelings is something that I would definitely implement, and also trying to really stick to that boundary with not going to sleep angry.
Okay, so on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being not very likely and 10 being extremely likely, where would you say that you fall along that continuum of using those two kind of skills? So taking a step back to process, and then also not going to bed angry.
Between like a 7 and 8, I feel, just because I know that it would make the relationship healthier and probably help our communication skills.
Okay. So, did you find that kind of working through the situation and kind of changing your interpretations or your thoughts was helpful for you?
Yes, very.
So, overall, I think you've done some really great work. Definitely coming up with, taking a step back to process your feelings, not going to bed angry, also realizing that your values play a huge role in what's going to kind of get you amped up was really important. So thank you so much for sharing with me, and I'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Thank you.